can, man.
Very nice.
All right, we're.
Joe, greetings from Corpus Christi, Texas.
I'm surprised you didn't do this in front of the Selena statue, bro.
Oh man, that's too far away from where I have to go for my meeting, man. That's all downtown. I'm going to be at a steakhouse over here, closer to the SPID area. I used to live out here in Corpus back in the day, man. I lived out here from 1998 to 2000.
Yeah, do I sound fine to you?
Oh, you sound great, dude.
All
You
right.
sound great.
Just gotta always make sure. Now that we have the new audio interface, I'm always thinking that it's gonna bump out, like the Focusrite. The Focusrite didn't play right with the whole setup that we had here. That's why I brought
Yeah,
the Mackie. The Mackie seems to be just working fine, dude. No problem.
perfect.
Hey,
Good
what's
morning,
up, JHNSB?
JHNSB and Mario.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Sam Salinas in the house. Thank you, JHNSB, Mario Cavazos, Sam Salinas. What's up, gentlemen? We have a lot of things happening behind the scenes. We've been busy working. Well, I have. We're gonna get a comedian maybe next week. It's Mario Salazar. He might be on the show next week. Well, he will be on the show. We just got to coordinate the date and time for him to be on. But he's gonna be promoting his gig that he has coming to the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club. And we're also working on getting Frank Harris back on the show so we can talk the NFL draft with him.
Very cool.
And we also need to get like Mike Mitchell back on, man, so we can talk playoffs, Spurs, all that kind of stuff. So we got to get him back on.
Yeah, we're going to have Mari Vasquez on probably next week talking about Fiesta. Mari
Brutal.
Vasquez, formerly of Cans 5.
I love me some Mari, man. Mari's cool, dude.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a game day Friday for the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs back in action tonight at the Frost Bank Center. 17.5-point favorites against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks coming in with Cooper Flagg, who had back-to-back 50-point games last week. My name is Mike Jimenez. We're powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Joe is back in the studio. Joe, how you doing today, my man?
Doing good, man. Just tired, dude. That's like I was telling everybody. I know work doesn't watch the show, but I'm gonna tell work right now. I'm probably gonna call in today, dude. I'm exhausted, bro. I'm tired. I need a break, brother. I need a break.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, baby. I am in Corpus Christi, Texas right now, man. Got a business meeting over here at 12 o'clock, so gonna get that going. It's actually in the same shopping center that I'm at right now, so I'm gonna walk on over to Nico's Steakhouse off of Saratoga to have my meeting over here with a couple of clients out here. They
Yeah.
wanted to make more money, and guess what? I've made them more money. And we're talking about how he just retired, man. So I have a client who's just retiring, so I'm
Nice.
excited about that. I drove 3.5 hours from Conroe to Corpus Christi today. Got here, it's raining right now, so I might have to get inside one of the buildings over here, get inside the truck at some point because it's
Yeah.
starting to drizzle on me over here. It is Friday, and as people are mentioning here on our chat, powered by Pia Chang's La Cantera, it is Friday. And what, Joe? We don't what?
We don't give a damn, but more importantly,
It's Friday and I'm broke. My
My
check
check
better
better
not
not
be
be
short.
soaked. That's right. It is payday for a lot of people, man. And just last week, it was the first of the month as well for those who take part in all of that. Teachers get paid at the first of the month too, right? But
that
here's
that
the thing,
EBT
man.
that EBT hitting on the first of the month too, bro.
EBT teachers, it
Child
gets
support.
lean. It gets leaner on the 25th, man. 25th, you gotta stretch that last 20 bucks. Gas getting kind of expensive. So I'm not gonna rag on. We talk about like, oh, the peasants. We say that just mockingly and jokingly, right? But man, gas prices are no joke, man. I went and filled up my truck the other day for 110 bucks, and I was like, damn, this used to be 70. But yeah, so I'm not going to make fun of that right now because people are having a hard time right now with gas prices and things like that. So I'll probably take a break from the whole peasant talk for a while, unless I'm talking about concert tickets or Spurs tickets. Then I will mention that. But Joe, Spurs back in action tonight at the Frost Bank Center. It's a 7 o'clock tip off. Favored by like 17.5 points against the Mavericks. The Mavericks are lottery bound. The only thing that they're playing for is Cooper Flagg's Rookie of the Year. The big question tonight, though, is going to be Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle. Both of them upgraded to questionable for tonight's game. If you go to ESPN.com, they say game time decision. All the insiders from the San Antonio Express News coming out and saying that it's still a game time decision. Wemby needs to play one more game and play 20 minutes. Okay. He can't just walk onto the court, play a few minutes, and walk off. He has to play 20 minutes for that game to qualify as his 65th game so that he could become Defensive Player of the Year and
Yeah.
make first team All NBA. Speaking of which, the Ringer today announced who they're going to be voting for when it comes to All NBA teams. And they said if Wemby is actually going to be the 60 play game 65, he's part of their first team All NBA team.
Yeah.
So we know the votes are there for first team All NBA. We know the votes are there for Defensive Player of the Year. He'll probably be runner up or third place when it comes to MVP. But he needs to play that one last game. He needs to be selfish, suck it up, go out there, and just run up and down the court for a couple of quarters. Play the first half, and then sit your butt down. Speaking of sitting butts down, Joe, the Jazz are playing the Nuggets tonight. The Nuggets trying to battle for that 3 spot. They're
Yeah.
only a game ahead of the Houston Rockets for that 3 spot right now. The Nuggets are basically benching everybody tonight, and so are the Thunder. The Thunder might actually just play their JV squad. The Nuggets might play their JV squad. We have Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon, both as game time decisions. Maybe they're just being rested or benched or whatever the case may be. I wonder if the Nuggets are doing that too early because they haven't locked up that 3 spot yet, Joe. They haven't locked it up yet.
Yeah, maybe at this point they're conceding, man. Maybe they just want to go into the playoffs healthy and they're just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, 3 or 4, 3 or 4. But the big question is, do you think Oklahoma City's throwing this game? Do you think they're going to lose on purpose so that they solidify the Nuggets as the 3 seed so that they avoid the Nuggets in the second round?
It's all strategy, but at the end of the day, too, I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be surprising to me if that's exactly what's going on because the Nuggets, they're going to probably do the same thing, right? But OKC, they've done this notoriously. If you look and see what they've done against some of the better teams, right in the West, it's strategy. They don't really play a full roster. They sit out some of their players. They don't really give a full look at what they're capable of. And I think it's because they're trying to save everything for the postseason. You don't want to
Yeah.
show all your cards it's like in poker, Mike. You don't want to show all your cards all at once.
Most definitely. And if the Spurs sit Castle tonight, I wouldn't be mad at it. There's nothing that Castle's playing for right now. The only 2 players that are playing for something are Wemby and Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, a lot of people think that he all but wrapped up the Sixth Man of the Year award last game, scored more than 20 points. He has played all 80 games this season, looking to go 82 for 82, which is a big deal, man. That doesn't happen a
Yeah.
lot. Julian Champagny as well, by the way, has run the whole season without missing a game. It's a interesting thing for Spurs fans tonight because we're going to be watching this game with Wemby, and we're going to be on pins and needles. Like, just don't get hurt, man. Don't try to block everything. Don't go for a 20-10 game. Don't be generational. Just come out of that game playing your 20 minutes and sit your ass down, and come back in a couple of weeks when you're needed in the playoffs
But you
because
say
that rib
survive.
injury is no joke. Even though they say it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is you don't want him nicked up at all, man. You don't want him to be hit again and re-aggravate that injury, right? Again, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. He's kind of somewhere in the middle of all that. So hopefully he'll be perfectly fine.
We got an
Samson's
incoming
asking the
super
question
chat.
is asking if I'm on Leopard Street. I'm actually on Saratoga. That's where I'm at. And
Leopard
people are
Street.
saying, why aren't you by the water? It's because I didn't come over here to have a good time. Though I am wearing a Tommy Bahama beach shirt with khakis. The fact of the matter is that I came here for work. And
Mike,
work is not on the water.
it looks like you're at like the ice compound or staging area, where they take off and go and
Oh,
hunt
I'm next to
everybody.
the Whataburger. So I mean, unless ice is going to the Whataburger, I don't know. I'm between the Whataburger and Tobacco Junction.
Dude, that looks sus, bro. It looks so
Oh no,
sus, man.
it's a nice part of town, but I don't want to do this in front of everybody. It's kind
Nah,
of
I got
like I
you.
did the show at the IH airport in Houston the other day, and
I
people were
remember.
just looking at me like, "What are you talking to? Who are you talking
What are you
to?"
doing?
Yeah,
Hey,
but
we got a super chat we got to address.
yeah,
This one's from Matt Lerma. Matt, thank you for the $5 super
gotta
chat.
do it in
He's
his
saying,
voice.
no, man. I'm
No,
not
no,
doing
no,
that.
no, no.
No, man.
Them's the
No,
rules. He paid
no.
$5. Them's the
But
rules.
he didn't say to do the voice. I ain't doing the voice. He
I am
said,
saying to do the
"Good
voice.
morning, Sananto." He says, "Let's freaking go." Let's get those awards. Wemby, 20 minutes. Mas.
Joe, do it in the Wemby voice,
No, bro.
in the Matt
No.
Lerma voice.
I ain't got the energy today, bro. I
I'm
ain't got
so
the
with you,
energy.
so bad.
No, man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm tired.
So, so everyone's talking about my tan. I've been this dark for the longest time, man. This is my Miami tan from a few weeks ago. But
You
no,
better be careful, man. You're getting a little too dark there. Ice might scoop you up, Mike.
man, I ain't afraid of ice. Come on,
Papeles,
man.
bro. Papeles.
I can afford a lawyer. So let's talk about tonight's game, Joe. Anything you're looking forward to in tonight's game with the Spurs? Because I mean, if you were a Spurs fan, you're hoping to go see Wemby get his 65th game played. But beyond all that, isn't it just watching Cooper Flagg do his thing? Cooper Flagg, who was trailing, according to the sports books, DraftKings, MGM, and FanDuel, was trailing Con Knipple for Rookie of the Year, but back-to-back 50-point games brought Flagg back as a favorite for Rookie of the Year. Gotta be honest with you, I'd be really bad. Feel really bad if Knipple doesn't get it, man. Because Knipple has had the better season, the more consistent season all the way through. But man, how many players in the NBA can do back-to-back 50-point games? I
That's
mean,
true.
it's very, very rare. And it's funny how you look at Cooper Flagg play. Cooper Flagg plays a very different type of style. I dare I say, you know how Dylan Harper doesn't attack the basket head on like Keldon or Stephon Castle. He like meanders his way through, and then the burst of energy puts it on through. It's like he kind of like wiggles and zigs and zags, and then he makes his move. Right?
Yeah.
Castle goes from point A to point B being the rim. Right? Dylan Harper finds his way through and then cuts in and does it. Cooper Flagg does the exact same thing as a big man, though. He's not
Yeah.
going in there to dunk the ball all the time, but what he's doing is he meanders his way into the lane and then does a scoop left-handed shot off the glass. And he does this Kyle Anderson-ish type of thing, but in an elite way. Not like I'm not going to compare him to Kyle Anderson in that he's slow and like that. But what I'm saying is that he does it methodically. It's not a big burst of energy. It's just like a changeup or a curveball being thrown by a pitcher. He doesn't go from point A to point B full speed. He meanders his way through. He gets position, and he has great footwork, and he has the fundamentals. He's very much Tim Duncan-ish when it comes to fundamentals. He likes using the glass. And if I was a Spurs fan tonight, I'd be looking at that game thinking to myself, man, I'm excited to watch Cooper Flagg do his thing for 40 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the draw here. It's not so much Wemby tonight because everybody knows he's probably going to play the 20 minutes and then they're going to sit him. But Cooper Flagg, man, he's been on a tear as of late. He's been dropping 50 points, 50 points. He's been playing quite well for the Mavericks. And you kind of like to see that, right? Because if the Mavericks play well, what does that mean, Mike? It bodes well, right, for Spurs fan because then we have the rivalry back, right? San
Yeah.
Antonio versus Dallas. And you like to see good teams, right? When they're at their best, go at it. So I'm all for it, man. Looks like the Mavericks might be on the upward trajectory now that they got Flag on the team.
Yeah, and somebody's going to want to play with him. Didn't we all say
Yeah.
that about Wemby?
Yeah, same thing.
Draft Wemby, somebody's going to want to play with him, and suddenly out of nowhere, De'Aaron Fox shows up and says he wants to play in San Antonio. Suddenly out of nowhere, that happened, right? I would bet you that if Wemby was not here, he would not want to play in San Antonio, right? So, but we
Yeah.
we got all-star caliber point guard coming on in because Wemby's there, and then Cooper Flagg's going to be over there on a rookie deal, right? Which makes it so that they can afford a big guy, a big player, and they're not going to have Anthony Davis there forever. Anthony Davis is always hurt. Kind of get rid of him or trade him out or something and get into the position to bring a good guard over there. Somebody's going to want to play with Cooper Flagg. Somebody's going to want to play in DFW. And these are good things for the Dallas Mavericks. Good things also for the Houston Rockets because there are rumors out there that the Rockets are in the driver's seat right now when it comes to getting Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Bucks because Giannis has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You need to have talent. You need to have talent. You need to have salary cap space. You need to have salaries to swap. You need to have the ability to have those first round draft picks. And it looks like Houston might be the landing spot for Giannis because reportedly, you believe FS1 and ESPN types, They're saying that they might be able to dangle Alperen Şengün, who's an all-star center, along with Reed Shepherd and a few other players to go get Giannis and
You
pair
know,
up Giannis and Kevin Durant in Kevin Durant's final years in the NBA.
that whole debacle there that's going on with Giannis versus the Bucks, that's a toxic environment to be in, dude. Like that whole front office, I don't know what's going on. They're like, no, we want you to stay, but we don't want you to play, even though you want to play. And it's like a lot of he said, she said. You can tell that he's not happy there. There's
Yeah,
something
and by
amiss.
the
It
way, I
doesn't
forgot that
smell right.
Giannis. Everyone's talking about the trade deadline. AD did get traded. I remember that
Yeah,
because he's also paired up with
he's
another
hurt.
injured star over there with the
Yeah,
Wizards. My bad. Lo siento.
yeah.
My bad.
No, but
No,
I'm
but
just saying,
but
like it's
but
it's not a good environment. And the writing's on the wall, Mike. He might be on the move in the off season.
no, most definitely, man. And I don't know, man. Giannis is gone. He's
Yeah,
gone, and you have to look at the Bucks and think to yourself, he's done everything he's supposed to. He brought a title over there, right? It's not a situation where it's like LeBron James, where LeBron didn't bring a title to Cleveland, went to Miami, won some titles, and then got back to Cleveland to win a title. It's
yeah,
not like that. He won a title there. He stayed there for a decade, two contracts, and it's one of those things where you look at what he's done for that team and that franchise. He deserves the ability to come out, the ability to walk out. He's not doing a Kawhi Leonard type of thing, where Kawhi Leonard was mid contract. He's not doing something where um, he's crapping on the team or trying to make the team worse or whatever the case may be, or even talking bad about the team. He just wants to play, and the Bucks are tanking right now, and he's pissed off that they're not letting him play, because if they let him play, they might win games, and winning games in a stack lottery is not going to happen. But look
yeah,
at the Mavericks right now. In moving on from AD and moving on from various players, they have the ability to reload and have somebody go up against Cooper Flag. So the Texas teams are doing well, Joe. The Texas teams are doing
yeah.
well.
They are
If
doing
Fred
well.
Van VanVleet was out there playing for Houston, they might have been the 2 seed.
I don't know about all that. You see, the thing with Houston is that we had said, "Hey, Houston's better than San Antonio and this and that," and then look at what happened. You proved that San Antonio is better than Houston. The problem with Houston isn't so much its players; it's the coach. Houston isn't going to go anywhere with Ume Udoka as their head coach. He ain't the guy. He doesn't adjust. He's not really let's say, creative when it comes to calling plays for these guys. And they've hit a wall, man. As long as he's the head coach, they ain't gonna go nowhere. They're pretty much gonna stay where they're at, even if Fred Van Fleet comes back. They might look a little better, but there's no creativity there, dude. He's not it, man, in Houston.
Joe, you say you don't trust Ime Udoka. I don't
I
trust anybody
don't.
who cheats on Nia Long, dude.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, dude, he ain't it, man.
no, he's a good coach, but is he a great coach? That's yet
Nah.
to be seen, man. And they're doing what they can with Reed Shepard, and they're doing what they can with Alman Thompson. They have the athleticism, but they don't have the ball handling skills. It's like, whether it be De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, or Dylan Harper, all three of them would be the starting point guard for the Rockets, right?
Yeah, look what
They
Myra
like
said. She says Rockets organization as a whole needs to start over. There's no lies detected, dude.
But they got the talent, though, man.
They
They've
do.
got a lot of talent there, and it starts with Allman Thompson, man. I mean, you might say that it starts with Kevin Durant, but that the future is with Thompson.
Thompson,
No
yeah.
different than it's funny because, like, he has his brother Osar with the Pistons. Osar is more defensive minded. Allman is more offensive minded. But this is an interesting part of the season because it's about health. And it's about the matchups, right? People don't think that the Spurs match up well with the Denver Nuggets. I beg to differ. Spurs lost 2 games to the Mavericks. So the Spurs have lost 3 games in the last 2 months, right? Two to the Nuggets. One they should have won, or actually both they should have won. One was without Wemby. And, it's just one of those things where one was without Wemby and the other one was the Spurs shot poorly from three and De'Aaron Fox wet the bed. I'll take
Yeah.
that as losses. It's not like they ran us off the court. It's not like the Spurs when the Spurs lost twice to the Knicks this year. And you're like, my God, why is it that the Knicks match up so well with the Spurs? The Spurs and the Nuggets, the Spurs don't match up poorly with the Nuggets. It was just poor execution down the stretch. And one game Wemby wasn't there. But I'm excited for the Spurs to finish this season. Again, the Spurs are going to have at least 5 days off before they take the floor again after Sunday's game, the final game against the Denver Nuggets of the season. Season comes to an end. Play-in tournament starts. 7 versus 8, 9 versus 10. They get down to the Sweet 16, if you will. 8 teams in the West, 8 teams in the East, and
Yeah.
then they battle it out from there. Spurs will more than likely play either. More than likely, it's going to be either the Suns, the Trailblazers, or the Clippers. And I think the Spurs are going to do well, even if Wemby's not playing very much or at all. Spurs should win that series regardless.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of Dylan Brooks anymore. I don't think Wemby's afraid of Dylan Brooks anymore.
I don't think so, man. I mean, he's not the same type of player. And then what happened the other day is that they have a video that's circulating on social media, and it shows Kevin Durant making a fool of him because Dylan Brooks is up there toe to toe with him, looking at him, talking all this nonsense, Mike. And then immediately Kevin Durant gets the ball, it's inbounded to him. He breaks Dylan Brooks' ankles and just goes and does an easy layup, dude. It's comical. It's like you're
Mhm.
doing all this barking for nothing. And that's all he is. He's harmless, dude. Nobody buys into his nonsense. He's kind of like what's that guy from years ago, the one that was caught blowing into LeBron James' ear? Remember that? Lance Stevenson?
Lance
Yeah.
Stevenson.
That's what he is, dude. That's what he is. He's harmless.
I would hope so, dude. I would hope so. I'm excited about the Spurs and the playoffs. It's been 6 years since that's happened, so we're going to be all excited about that. And we haven't hosted a playoff game. Fiesta has not been the same. And speaking of Fiesta, later on in the show, we're going to be talking about.
Kind of lost your audio, Mike. We lost your feed, your audio feed. Oh well, Mike's gonna have to come back in. So y'all are stuck with me for now. We'll see what happened with Miguelito. Maybe Ice got him. They shut him down. That did look sus, though, man. That parking lot he's in. He should have just done the show from the car, in my opinion. That's just me. Mike is on his truck's Bluetooth now. I wish he was. If he was, it'd probably be better. But either way, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors because we are going to be having an event here shortly, coming up here within the next 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and give some love to the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio, and then I'll tell you guys about the event when we come back. The Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. Yeah, so shout out to the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We appreciate them sponsoring the show and all they do. We had a great event when we were out there the last time for the 500th episode party. We are going to have another event that's going to be coming up here shortly in the next 2 weeks or so, and that's going to be the NFL draft party. We've already sent out the information required to go ahead and get this done. We're in talks right now with the Hard Rock Cafe. We're going to have this event on Thursday, April the 23rd. Make sure you come out. Go ahead and join me, Mike, and we'll probably have some giveaways there at this event, just like we did at the last one. It's great to, kind of see you guys and take some pictures, put a name to the face, have some drinks. It's all in good fun. And this way we can go ahead and root for your said team. And I know you're probably not all Cowboy fans here. You have Houston Texans fans, and we have fans from so much from so many other NFL teams here as well. I know we have some Chiefs fans in the mix and all that, so it'll be good to go ahead and just hang out and see what happens with our said teams and the moves that they'll be making for the NFL draft. So that'll be interesting. So give me a second here, guys, because I'm gonna have to go ahead and send a link out. I don't know if Miguelito is gonna be able to come back or not. I don't know what's going on with them, but in the meantime, we might have to have another guest come on board real quick. So bear with me, fellas. I'm going to go ahead and email real quick. So don't mind me. Go ahead and just fill up the chat with your questions, and I'll be right with you. So hang on there. Oh, hold on. I was about to send him a link. There you go.
Yeah, it started to come down with rain over here in Corpus Christi, Joe. I kind of feel like, since we're talking about the Masters, I kind of feel like Bill Murray from Caddyshack. I don't think the hard side's going to come down anytime soon, man. Look
Yeah,
at
no,
melting right now.
I was about to call you and be like, "Hey, bro, do you need me to send you the link?" You know?
Yeah. No, I had to get some. I had to walk around to get some reception again, man. But no. So what are we talking about now, Joe? What do you want to get into?
I was just talking about our event that we're gonna have over here at the Hard Rock. I kind of showed the flyer here, so I'm gonna go ahead and show it again, so we can promote this one. This is gonna be the NFL Draft Party event we're gonna have at the Hard Rock. It's gonna be on a Thursday, April the 23rd. This will be the downtown location, of course, the only location here at 111 West Crockett Street. So it's going to be fun. Like I said, we like these events because we get to put a name to the face. We like interacting with the fans, talking with them. We get to see their wives, their girlfriends, and it's a lot of fun, dude, all around.
It
I know
is.
last time everybody took their wives and girlfriends, and you know what? It was a great event because they enjoyed it. You know, if you take your significant other, guess what? She liked it too because they had good drinks there for the ladies. They had a good selection of food, and I know Francesca approved of the bathroom situation.
That is true. It is a very female-friendly event, is what we're saying here. Dallas Cowboys picking at number 12 and 20 in the draft. You have the Houston Texans picking at 28. Now, this is one, Joe, where I do encourage people to wear their football jerseys because that's part of the draft process is to wear the jersey of the team that you like. So you're going to wear the Cowboy jersey, that's fine. At least it covers the shoulders, right, Joe? So there's no need to have an undershirt.
No undershirt required at this event. Oh my God, Mike! I want you to wear a jersey one time with no undershirt to an event.
No, dude, because I'll look like that one meme that was sent to me yesterday, man. That one AI photo
Oh God, the
where
Huskies
they,
one.
yeah.
Did you show that
Chica,
video, the picture to Chica? Because I know you told me to send it to you.
no, between cleaning teeth. So Chica is a dental hygienist, right? And she was
Yeah.
cleaning teeth, and she had a 5 minute break beforehand. So she jumped on Facebook and jumped on the podcast at that moment when it was being shown. So she did the screenshot of doing that. So it was pretty cool.
What'd you say? I'm dead.
I'm dead. You want
Yeah,
to get into Fiesta talk, Joe?
we got an incoming super chat right now from Jason Garcia. Let's show that.
Here comes the money.
And he says, 4.99. Thank you, Jason. He says, I nominate Matt Lerma as special guest and $5 to get into Fiesta. Thank you. We'll have Matt. We'll have Matt Lerma. Maybe if I do the whole show with Matt, I'll have to do the whole show in the Matt Lerma voice.
Oh my God, dude, that'd be amazing to do the whole show. I mean, your voice would be shot.
It'd
It
be
reminded
shot.
me of an interview I saw the other day. You know that guy from Revenge of the Nerds who died the
Yeah.
other day? It was an old video where he was talking about that laugh that he would do, the Revenge of the Nerds laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how hard it was that he to do that laugh. He said that he hated it because by the end of each showing, each day of shooting, he'd be hoarse. Like his voice would hurt, his throat would hurt. So I found that to be funny. But yeah, doing the Matt Lerma voice for an hour and a half would be difficult, man. I think 5 minutes is enough, more than enough when it comes to it all.
Can you
Uh,
imagine, dude? My voice would be shot for like at least a week doing that Matt
yeah.
Lerma voice.
JHNSB says, don't forget gold chains, Jordans, and an NFL jersey. That's the draft right there. I highly support that. And
Oh,
it's also the chains, the chains that people wear. By the way, the rain is coming down hard
oh
over
my
here in
God.
Corpus.
Don't forget, Mike, that you have to wear the headband, right? That's what they did back then. And they also have to wear the, what do you call it? The sweatbands on the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. And like, I don't know, it's more formal. The football jersey is more formal
Yeah.
than anything else. Hey, check this out, Joe. I just walked upon this place called Double Play Sports Cards, Comics, and Collectibles. I gotta check this place out.
Maybe come away with something, Miguelito.
Man, they got some good stuff in there, dude. I was at a thrift shop the other day, and they had a jersey of OJ Simpson, right? And I was making a joke to Chica that I was gonna buy the OJ jersey, right? Because I was just going, "Hey, look, babe, they have an OJ Simpson jersey," and I was just playing with it. I was like, "Hey, um, let's get this." I mean, he was a great running back for the Bills back in the day, and I was just joking, right?
Yeah.
And this guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, I wouldn't buy that. You know, he killed somebody, right?" And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just joking. Hey, look what is in front of the store, Joe.
Wemby, el Wembeazo. I knew it. I knew it was going to be Wemby.
Dude, Corpus Christi is a Spurs town.
It is.
Every sports bar I go over here has nothing but Spurs. Like when it comes to the NFL, there's more Cowboys than Texans, but Texans are represented, right? But two teams that are not represented in Corpus in sports bars are the Rockets and the Mavericks, man. It is all about the Spurs in Corpus Christi. We own this town. We own Laredo. We own the RGV. We own Mexico. We own France. Los Spurs and
Oh
Les
man.
Spurs.
You know what, Mike? I just thought about it, dude. You know our guest that we're gonna have on next week, Mario Salazar. He's
Yeah,
from the he's from the RGV, the Rio Grande Valley, dude. I don't
yeah.
know you're gonna be saying with your chest out that it's too ethnic or no one cares about the RGV. I'm like,
No, dude, RGV's on the come up, man. Dude, I go to McAllen from time to time for work purposes, man. McAllen, it's on the come up, man. It's not the RGV that we remember back in the day, because back in the late '90s, early 2000s, RGV was a very depressing place to go. It's
God,
like they had the occasional palm tree, but that was basically it. You know, go to South Padre to have fun. But now, man, there's more money over there. It's the international trade. The education has gotten better over there. It's on the come up,
yeah.
dude. RGV's no joke.
Yeah, and look at they were saying too, Joy-Con Drift King was saying that Mario Salazar, he's a Chargers fan. Bolt the F up. And he is a Chargers fan. The
Yeah,
cool
number
thing
one
about
question for him is Justin Herbert really an elite quarterback?
yeah,
Everyone keeps
might
saying
be.
it. Everyone keeps saying it, but come on, man, is he really that elite? And how much for that poster, Joe? How much for that
Um,
poster? So they've got, dude. This is something that Jeff Garcia from the his new Spurs podcast would enjoy, dude. You got Wemby,
yeah.
right? You got Spidey. You got Captain America. You've got the Punisher, Venom, and then whoever the hell this is from Star Wars. I don't
Oh,
watch Star
Kylo
Wars.
Ren. I can't tell
And
who's that. I can't see that.
I don't know,
There's a
bearded
glare.
dude.
Let me see again. I can't. I
Is
don't.
that young Obi-Wan?
It might be. I can't really tell with the glare.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool looking store, man. I gotta go check this place out. They got nothing but nice shoes in here as well. They have a Walt Frazier jersey, a Zay Flowers, man, old school Amari Cooper jersey. Is
Look
that
at
Amari in Hampton?
Puro
Jeez.
Pinche Sports. Shout out to you, fellas, man. They're saying Justin Herbert is not a top 10 QB, Mike.
Um, it depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at it from talent perspective, or you're looking at it from the perspective of um, what he's accomplished. What he has accomplished does not make him a top 10. But if you're to like do the underwear Olympics, like the combine, and get all 32 quarterbacks out on the field
Yeah.
and just test for their arm and whatnot, he is a top 10 quarterback in that respect, as far as accuracy and things like that. He just hasn't put it together, man. Doesn't matter what kind of team they put together. They remind me of the Cowboys from 2011 to 2013. They're just an 8-8 team. You know, that's
They
just who
just
they
died.
are.
Look at oh my God. It's a good thing you didn't see what I saw.
What's that?
It's a good thing you didn't see what I saw.
Oh, is it back here?
Yes, sir.
Shaq and Kobe.
Kobe. Be nice, Mike. Be
They
nice.
got this. They got this Michael Jordan,
Oh yeah, the Fleer. Yeah, I got that
the
card.
Fleer card.
And
Very,
we do
very
got
cool.
another incoming super chat. This from Midtown, Texas. Thank you for the 199 super chat. We do appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. Not just super chats, but everybody interacting with us in the chat. We couldn't do the show without you guys. He says King Mike claiming Corpitos and Laredo and RGV.
That's funny, dude. That's funny. But Joe, that one city councilman is the one with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
The
that
one
guy.
that always sits and hangs tight with Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones.
God, man.
Comes out and says that charging $5 to go to an event for a Fiesta event that's historically and traditionally free amounts to being racism. And normally I would say that he's an idiot.
He's wrong. Yeah,
Jalen McKee, I believe, is his name.
yeah.
Normally I'd say that he's an idiot. Normally I'd say that because I think about him that way in a lot of other political circumstances. But I mean, you can't deny the fact that this is targeting Latinos specifically, a certain type of Latino, because this wasn't targeting white people, this wasn't targeting black people or Asian people or Native Americans. This was targeting the Latino crowd that goes up there, shows up drunk, brings their own booze, shoots up the place around 7 p.m. when the sun goes down. Why can't they both be right? Why cannot this be, hey, it was needed for security reasons, but also wink, nod, wink, hey, it kind of was racist, but it was racist for the safety of others?
Why
What
is
do you
it
think, Joe?
racist? Because what are they doing? They're pricing out the Edgars. The Edgars are not good for business. We've seen this. When you
Right, but
have the
is there
event,
a white Edgar?
I'm just telling you, Mike, when they're
Is there
what
an
they're
Asian
talking
Edgar? Is there
about,
a black Edgar? No,
what
it's
they're
the
talking
it's
about, Mike, is when you're going to Fiesta de los Reyes, right? Market Square,
right,
right? Notoriously been open to the public and it's been a free for all. In years past, it wasn't as bad as it is now. You know, people were drinking, they had their ice chest or what have you. You might have had a little bit of, disagreements, maybe a fight here and there. All right, it's to be expected. But nobody's pulling knives and shooting each other to the extent that they're doing it now. And that's because you have the rise of the Edgar, which is not good for business. They're the ones that are out
right.
there causing all the trouble. So now you have the event, which they try to go ahead and call that last year, and they had a fence built around it, checkpoints to get in and out. And it's like this, Mike. You don't want to price people out, but you kind of have to at some point. You know, this event was free and open to the public for many years. I get that. But you also got to change with the times.
Right.
Charging a nominal fee of $5 isn't that big a deal. If an Edgar can't afford $5 to get into an event, why are you even going? You can't take your girl and buy her nothing. Stick with me,
Right.
baby. I'll show you the world, bro. Shut up. You can't even get inside the venue, and you're gonna. How are you gonna buy your girl something to drink? How are you gonna buy her something to eat? Get out of here.
Well, I mean, I went to a Fiesta event last year at Market Square. I took my daughters there, and it's a Market Square. It was like Tejano music. You know, we went and visited the shops. We ate the funnel cake. We had the turkey leg. We did all that stuff, right? I don't do a
Mm.
lot of Fiesta, but last year my daughters wanted to go. So I'm a dad. I'm a girl dad. We went to Fiesta because they wanted to go. I remember being there and some guy got me by the arm, not in a threatening way. He just kind of like leaned over and said, "Hey, it's already 4:30, man. You may want to get your girls out of here before it gets dark." And it's like, that's crazy. But he was just the guy was just being nice. He was looking out for me. He was looking out for the girls. I mean, San Antonio not only known as the land of Edgars, but it's also known as the land of sex trafficking and kidnapping and things like that. We see it on the news all the time. When I say that it's racist, that what he did, it's racist by the letter of the law, not by the spirit of the law. The letter of the thing about it is that it targeted those Hispanics, those Latinos that go over there to, I don't know, enjoy themselves, but then enjoy themselves way too much, overindulge, right? That is what it targeted, right? So, in that being said, because if you close your eyes and said, "Who is this $5 targeting?" You're not going to say, "Oh, it was targeting everybody." No, it was
Yeah.
targeting his Latinos, dude. It really was. But at the same time, for the betterment of what's going on, because man, here's the thing about Edgars, Joe. Edgars are like roaches. They go in packs, dude, like rats. There's no when you see one roach, they always says when you see one roach, there's 10 others
Like
in the wall.
rats. Oh my god.
When you see
So
one rat, there's other rats around. You know, Edgars
yeah,
go in packs. They don't.
you
When
know.
was the last time you saw an Edgar walk alone?
No, I don't, dude. They don't walk by themselves.
They go in packs of 10 or 20, and it's like let's say it's a pack of 20 Edgars. You say, "Hey, you want to come in? $100
Yeah.
combine." Do you got five on it? No, no. Okay, well then get the hell out.
And look, this is funny, man. Joy-Con Drift King. Edgar's girl is paying for the cover and drink, Joe. Come on, ya sabes. There ain't no lies detected there, bro. And
Yeah, well,
then right,
Black Bucket's coming out and saying that it's not racist, it's socioeconomic and cultural issue. If you're in Alabama, the Edgars would be Anglo. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it's one of those things where we're not in Alabama. We are in San Antonio, Texas,
what's wrong with
and
Alabama? Alabama's nice, bro. I just been there a
I
couple
don't know,
weeks
man.
ago.
I've been to some parts of Alabama that's not been so nice.
The downtown area by the
I'm thinking about Mississippi. I've been in Mississippi where it
no.
hasn't been so nice, but it's the
Alabama's
same
different.
place.
No, it's not, Mike. Alabama better and nicer, man.
Okay, I'll give you that. I don't. Now I think about it, I'll be in Alabama for the first time this year in December.
When
But
you
I've
go,
been in Mississippi.
so when you're near the coast, right, and they have like their version of the Lexington and all that, their little area that they have near the coastline, it's nice, man. It's like downtown Alabama. They have like a view of the bay and everything. It's a nice little spot to be in, dude. I looked at it when I was driving to go and visit my daughter because you have to go through Alabama, then you get to the tip of Florida, where she lives, and it's nice, man. I wanted to stop by there and get out and like look around. It was really nice, man. I want to go back and visit, Mike. Hey,
By
but
the way, Rafa comes out and says Fiesta Sucias also come in packs.
this is true. And then the
That is
Fiesta Sucia sees her shadow. What does that mean? 5 more days of Fiesta? Look at what Mario was saying. He says the Edgars have gold teeth and gold chains. You don't think they can afford $5? They're stupid. You know what's
Well,
stupid
no,
is that
they
people
sold
think
that gold chain. They sold those gold teeth.
no, they think it's real, but it's not. How do we know that the jewelry that they have and the teeth that they have in their mouth is real? It could be those little caps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it could be, and it could be the same jewelry that you get from the
The
stand at the food
pulga.
court of the
Yeah, it could be.
pulga.
Could be.
You know, maybe there's some gold in it, but it ain't 18 karat or 14 karat. It's
Don't get it
4
wet.
karat. It has diamond dust. I think is what the phrase
Oh
that they used
my
to use back
god,
in the
dude.
day. And everyone's talking about how I use the term racist. I'm using the term racist in the sense that I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying that it's racist in the sense that it's to tell people to not go. It's to encourage them to not go. That's a difference between it all. And
Yeah.
it's targeting somebody because they're not doing it for no reason. If this has
Yeah.
been if this has been free since the beginning of Fiesta time, and now it's not free, and the whole point of all this is to get a certain type of person out, and oh, by the way, they're all brown, then I understand that council person's notion that it is racist because it is targeting a specific person, a specific type of person, a specific age, a demographic, and a specific ethnicity. But I'm saying though, I don't care. Okay, it's kind of like when they say about gentrification, like, oh my God, it's going to move people out. Okay, are they paying taxes? You know,
Yeah.
it's like gentrification. Like you go to the Pearl, right? It's a heavily gentrified area. Thank God it was. Thank God it was, because that was a hooker hotel area,
Oh my god,
Fox
Mike.
Motel, and all that stuff. Remember all that crap? All those shady little bars that they had over there, and all those shady little housing areas over there. And now it's the Pearl. You know what? Gentrification isn't always a bad thing.
And look what Myra was saying. She says it's $5 though, not 50. But to an Edgar, 5 might as well be 50 when they got no job.
Yeah. It's not Friday and they're broke. Half the time they're broke all the
They're
time.
broke all the time because they don't work. Edgars don't work, dude. They're good at getting like causing trouble, getting girls pregnant and all that, and then they bounce and they don't want to pay in the child support and they get paid under the table if they even work at all. I mean, it's the life that they chose, Mike.
Has an Edgar ever been valedictorian of a high school?
No, not at all.
Has an Edgar ever
Not at
walked
all.
the stage of a college? Truly, if you have a child that is wearing an Edgar, you need to like have a come to Jesus moment with that child because
Jeez.
they're up to no good. That is not just a red flag; it is a red highlighter banner. I mean, it's a sound from above that there's something wrong going on, right? Bad influences that they're hanging out with because again, Edgars go in packs. People don't just get an Edgar and hang out with non-Edgars. Edgars hang out with other Edgars. It's just what they do. So you know what? Good for the city of San Antonio to pass that rule. Was it 7-4
Yeah,
to do it? Good
they know
for the
what
city of
they're
San Antonio.
doing. They know what they're doing, Mike. They know exactly what they're doing.
Hey,
They're trying to clean them out.
let me ask you this, Joe. Let's say an Edgar had a birthday party and somehow got $300, and they took that $300 to the Taste of Northside. Do you think the Edgar would be welcomed at Taste of the Northside?
I
They
don't see why
paid.
not. He
I'm just saying they
paid.
paid. They paid.
He paid. Why not? You know what?
Uh,
This is what I would say, Mike. they'd go in there and they'd be like, "Mira, why is everybody here getting along? They're saying please and excuse me. No one's pushing. You know,
They show up like Bob from La Bamba when he shows up at Richie's VFW concert. He's coming in just charging in like
and they're gonna be like, why did they drink their beer with the pinky up? They're having wine. They're having hors d'oeuvres. What's going on?
what are these hors d'oeuvres, escargots?
It'd be a game changer for them. I bet you we're never going back again. They get a little taste of the good life. They'll be like, the hell with the oyster bake. Oh my God, dude.
That's funny. My daughter was telling me that Eve Six is performing at the Pearl this weekend. Eve
God,
Six,
he's
one hit
sick.
wonder from the '90s, man. That's
Blast from the
interesting.
past, man. They have like a little venue over there by the Pearl, it's like a little venue that they have for concerts and whatnot.
Well, they have an outdoor venue and an indoor venue. Which one do you like
Yeah.
better?
They have the indoor one. I think that one was pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that one.
the stables.
Yeah, that one was cool, dude.
Yeah, Gabby performed at the stables. She
Yeah,
had a little rock concert over there.
I
I like
remember
what
that.
Gabby does, man. Gabby is part of like this group of music students where they learn rock music. It's kind of like School of Rock, but it's for adults.
Yeah.
And then they have concerts. They had one at what used to be White Rabbit the other day, and I got to see my daughter perform over there. Me and Chica went out there, and I think it's interesting that my daughter every month learns a new song, and will perform it in front of all these people. And she told me the other day, she goes, "Dad, I know what I want to karaoke the next time we go." And she wanted to karaoke "Possum Kingdom" by the Toadies, and I'd never been more proud in my entire life.
Jeez. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like
Oh, it's a
that.
great song to karaoke, man. I've done it
Yeah.
before.
It's hard. That one? I like that one. I like Tyler. That
Oh,
one's probably my
nice.
favorite. I was gonna say somebody here is telling us is Mario Cavazos. He's saying Soldier Boy and Hoobastank are performing at SeaWorld. If you have season passes, it's free.
Hey, man, I always thought Hoobastank was a one-hit wonder. They actually have two or three hits, man. It was more than the reason.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They went on to make other albums, but they're just not really well known and weren't as popular, as some of the other bands.
Well, every time I think of Hoobastank, I think of that one line from the movie Pitch Perfect.
Man, that Conroe internet again, man. Maybe Mike will come back this time.
Sorry about that, man. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I was like, is it
Yeah,
Conroe
there's a
internet,
line.
man?
There's a line from Pitch Perfect when they're having the riff off and they're saying that they're battling it out for a microphone used by Hoobastank in one of their concerts. I'm like, that's the grand prize. That's what I think of. I'm gonna turn off my do not disturb there. There you go.
The D&D.
Yeah.
Look, does it cost $5 to get in SeaWorld? Asking for some Edgars. Heck no, it costs more than $5 to get into SeaWorld. We can't even pay for parking for $5,
Well,
man.
we were talking about that last week about how Six Flags Fiesta Texas has a new rule that says that minors must be accompanied unless they're with somebody 18 or older, so that you're not going to buy a season pass for a high schooler and just use that as daycare and just drop them off with $10. That is funny, Joe. And the idea that people did that is, I mean, I get it. It's genius. They're out of the house. They're not paying daycare or for a babysitter.
Somebody was saying
Send a 14-year-old to Fiesta Texas so they could ride the rides all day long.
somebody was saying the Edgars are ratas, and look at they sent this in the media share. It's a rata with an Edgar haircut.
I mean, you're up to no good. You're
Oh
up to
my
no good.
God, dude. And they're traveling in packs there, so it's kind of, real life imitation.
Joy-Con reaches out to us in our chat, powered by PHX Lacapeta, and says, I'm not a perfect person.
Oh God.
There's many things I wish I didn't do.
Get serenaded by Mike on Fridays, man.
But I continue learning. Can't hit that note.
Look at this, Rafa. Edgars would need to pawn their gold teeth to go to the Taste of the North Side.
Hey, Joe, speaking of karaoke, I had my my Spotify on shuffle, just all songs. So it was kind of like my own Jack FM where all these types of music were coming on.
Yes.
And Easy Lover came on by Phil Collins and Philip Bailey. And it reminded me of the time my friend Anthony and I were karaoke in Chicago. We were there for a wedding, my friend Hector's wedding. And he put this song up. And I was like, what do you mean we're doing a duet? He goes, oh, yeah, come on up. They called us both up. And I'm like, what duet involves two dudes? And the song comes on, it's Easy Lover. He goes, you'll know it. And then he goes, you be the black guy, I'll be the white guy.
Oh my God, dude.
So that was funny.
And look at Midtown Texas is showing these tomatoes throwing at you, dude. But you know what? They were then Puro Pinche Sports. This is how many Edgars showing up to the draft party. Hopefully none.
We're gonna
And
charge them. We're gonna charge them $12 at the door. Hey,
look at
read what Fake
Myra.
Killer had to say there, Joe.
What did he say? Oh, Mike and Low sing. I can
Low
tell he
key,
likes it. Low key sing. I can tell he likes it. And look at what Myra said. I'll give you singing lessons, Mike.
very nice.
This is the thing that I was saying, man. And it was evident at our little karaoke party I had for my birthday, right at Jen and Alex's. I was saying people can karaoke, and then there's people that can sing, right? There's a
Yeah.
difference. There's a difference.
No, there is a difference between singing and saying and karaoke and whatever. I
Yeah.
can hold a tune. Like I'm not saying I'm a good singer. I'm not, but I can hold a tune. Like I'm respectable out there. I'm not gonna make an ass out of myself unless I'm super drunk. And you've seen that, Joe.
The eyes don't lie. That's what I tell Chica all the time. Because I think she had sent me a picture one time with you and her, and you all were somewhere, and she goes, oh, she was trying to share, oh, look at what we're doing or whatever. And I replied back to her and I said, the eyes don't lie. And she started laughing at me because I tell her, take care of my boy. I lost you, Mike. Your audio. My God. Look at Sean Quintero. He says, I have a great employee with that haircut, and he is super nice, hard worker, and one of my favorite.
Is Sean sticking up? Is Sean sticking up for an Edgar right
He's
now?
sticking up for an Edgar. It's all fun and games until you get robbed, Sean.
I know.
Where's
I
my
mean,
car? Where's my wallet?
if he wanted to turn his life around, he'd cut his hair, man.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know
think
what? That's
about
what
it.
they should do with the $5 that they're charging for the Edgars for the, Fiesta de los Reyes. They should immediately give it back to him and say, hey, man, go get a decent haircut. Or have
Like
a
a
barber. Have
like
a
a
barber
deposit,
there. Yeah, have
like
the
a
barber there.
deposit.
And be like, if you want to come to this event, you got to get your hair cut, man. That ain't happening.
It's kind of like when SAPD pays for guns to be turned in, whatever they do with that. Give them Spurs tickets or whatever. That's funny. That's funny.
Look at Sean says, don't slam on my employees.
I'm still with you, Edgar.
Yeah, the Edgars, man. The rise of the Edgars. That should be a thing, right? Like Planet of the Apes, right? Planet of the Edgars.
The Edgars. like Malachi and what's that one? Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn.
Just stick them out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It should be Planet of the Edgars, and then the sequel will be No Quema Ka.
No Quema No Quema, the rise of the Edgars. The rise, the return of the Edgars.
My God. Turn your guns
Yeah.
in for free. Tickets to Fiesta de los Reyes for $5, please, bro.
Can you imagine if we get a protest of Edgars that show up to the event at the Hard Rock?
They're trying to take me out, Holmes. They won't let me take my Heine in. Isn't that what they do, right? You're walking around. You looking at my Heine way or what? And they go like that.
And how come the Edgars come with 3 cholas, man? It's like packs of 12
man,
Edgars and 3 cholas.
Always, dude. Nothing but trouble, man.
Is chola still a word?
Yeah, they have cholas still.
Or do we go by sucia now?
Sucia now, dude.
Am I old school by saying chola?
Yeah, that's old school. It's sucia. Remember, it was the rise of the Fiesta Sucia from years ago. Remember?
Yeah, she looked awful. The bottom of her feet were so black, man. That was gross. Imagine her getting in the shower that day. If she in fact did shower that day, the amount of dirt that how like sometimes when I mow the yard and I have like a bunch of dirt on me
God.
and I get in the shower and it just all goes through the drain. You're like, man, that's a lot of brown dirt. Imagine how dark that was. It must have looked like she was changing oil. You know, it was just gross.
And look at what Tony Ornelas says: pay for a haircut, get a free plate at Taco Planeque. Must be an Edgar.
Must be.
Oh my god, dude. This
Joe, you
damn
want to give
thing,
some
man.
love to Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio, which again is hosting our NFL draft party in 13 days. Cowboys picking at 10 and what is it?
Yeah, I
12
gave
and
love
20.
to the Hard Rock. So we did that right when you went off the first time. So now we're gonna give
Oh,
love to PF Chang's.
let's do it.
All right. PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
And who knows what happens after that party, man, Joe, over at the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We may go karaoke, but over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera, don't forget they have their cocktail collection. $8.99 for 8 different cocktails available right now for a limited time. Don't forget Wednesdays is half off bottles of champagne and wine. That's called Wednesday Wednesday. And also don't forget, if you can't chill out for food there, because again, it might be raining in San Antonio this weekend, order in. Postmates, Uber Eats, wherever you get your meals coming in from.
Yeah.
Give them a call. Go to Pia Chang's La Cantera. Get some to go.
And you also can try their $8.99 signature cocktail collection, which is very
Mm-hmm.
good, by the way. I've tried almost all of these, and so has Mike's Chica over there. The lychee, the Mai Tai, their very version of the mule, the Long Island iced tea, the lemon drop martini.
Lemon
They've all
drop.
been great, dude. Every one I've tried has been good, but especially because they were prepared by my favorite server over there at PF Chang's, Didi. If y'all
Oh
go
yeah,
out there,
Didi's
ask for
great.
Didi. Ask for Didi.
And I like the fact that the younger guys respect Sean so much. In fact, Chico was talking to me about that the other day. Sean's one of the big wigs over there, but he rolls up his sleeves and gets in on the dirt, man. He goes in
Oh
there
yeah.
and helps out whatever is needed, man, to make that machine go. And Francesca was bringing that up. My wife was saying, man, when we saw Sean out there, we saw how hard she saw how hard he works,
He's a hard
and
worker.
she was complimenting him on that. She was like, man, he is on the ball. Like that's the way a manager should be. She and I watch a lot of Bar Rescue, and you see all these managers who don't do shit. Sorry for cursing with dollar, but they don't do anything, you know, and they just sit there and just complain and moan about what's going wrong. And then you have the good bosses who go out there and roll up their sleeves and get out there and actually work. And Sean does a really good job of that. And my wife noticed. She was like, "Man, that guy's all over the place." It's
Man, I
very
hope
cool.
Sean's playing. He says he fired Didi. Better not have, bro. You bring him
Dude, I owe
back.
$1 for cursing. It's the first time I've cursed on the show in about 3 weeks, man. So my bad. And I'm doing it complimenting a good friend of mine. So my bad.
They said you're walking by the Smoothie King.
But the Smoothie King, yeah. I'm in front of the Smoothie King over here. So I am about a quarter of a mile from where my meeting is going to be. And if you want to give me some love, Joe, my number is 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. I'm meeting with a client that I've had for 2 years. He's finally retiring, and we're mapping out what he's going to do for the final steps. Man, retirement is not a one-time deal. It's a process, man. It's a process to build your money up. It's a process to spend that money down. And what's interesting about this particular guy that we're meeting with over here, he's been my client for 2 years. He loves me. He and his wife love me. They want to leave a legacy behind to their kids. They want to leave money behind to their grandkids and help take care of their college. They've done a very good job of saving over the years. And we're going to iron out the details because he just retired. And he's got 3 weeks of vacation before he ends up. He's finally done. And it's a pleasure to come out here and work with people who've done well with me. His investments have done very well with me. If you have questions about investments, if you have money to roll over, if you have a need for life insurance or disability or long-term care, give me a call. And someone asked me the other day, like what makes me different about compared to other advisors. A, I respond, and B, I give a crap. So that's it, man. You call me, I call you back. I answer the phone by name. I know who you are. I know your situation. And one of the things that I do when it comes to my clients is I don't take a lot of clients. I take maybe about 20 new clients a year, man. If that, I have to service my existing client base, so I don't add a lot of clients anymore unless they're doing just insurance. That's easy. But when it comes to retirement planning, I might only add 20 a year, 24 tops. And yeah, so I like doing what I do. This is my this month, Joe, is my 20-year anniversary in financial advising.
Man.
So give me a call, 210-508-0369.
And we also got an incoming super chat. And this is incoming super chat from Jason Garcia. He says, she's not wearing a chancla. That's just the thick callus on her feet. He's talking about the pies de sucia.
Either way, it's gross.
Yeah.
But Joe, you and I were talking about the whole thing involving Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Oh God.
She's of the New York Times and Athletic, formerly of ESPN, and I found it interesting because she's being accused of having some sort of inappropriate relationship. She's married. Vrabel's married. They were busted canoodling at a very romantic hotel in Arizona where the NFL meetings are taking place. They have denied all accusations that they are having an affair. And they're basically saying that the pictures are taken inappropriately, though they're shown interlocking hands. He is shown holding her from behind, like hugging her from behind. And they're also shown in a hot tub and in a pool together. That being said, one of my favorite radio talk people of all time, probably the one that I find to be most influential in my life growing up, was Dan Le Batard. And Dan Le Batard is friends with Diana Rossini. And to see them tap dance and hear them tap dance in yesterday's show was painful to watch, Joe. Because they're saying this is all rumors and innuendo, but that if it was somebody else, if it was Rachel Nichols, if it was Maria Taylor, if it was somebody else, Annie Agar, they'd be all over it, right? But because it's Diana Rossini and it's their friend, they couldn't do anything about it. They wouldn't say anything about it. And in fact, Le Batard said that has gone as far as to not contact her because he doesn't want to be part of the story. He doesn't want to be like that guy calling asking, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
What do you think about a talk outlet refusing to cover a story because A, they say it's not a story, B, saying that they believe the denials, and C, saying that it's hurtful for them because they are friends with one of the people that is involved?
It's a dicey situation all around, right? No matter how you think about it or slice it up. I mean, when you have a lot of this evidence that's pointing in a different direction, what are you going to say? You might have you might be friends of this friend group, right? But ultimately, the damage has been done, right? Because you can see what's happening for yourselves and interpret these pictures in any way you'd like, right? No matter what the friends say, when you come back, they're friends, and they were implicated together at a hotel, right? You see the
Yeah.
pictures of that, and they come back and they're gonna talk to their friend group. What are you gonna say? Oh no, we're just hanging out by yourselves. Your husband and your wife or whatever weren't there. I mean, what's going
They,
on?
they they said they had friends there, but they were not seen
They
in
were
any of the
no,
photos.
they weren't like if you have friends. Look, it's like this, Mike. If you're out there and you're hanging together with friends, right? You usually see them together near the pool, right? Or they have like a cabana and you're hanging out in the cabana with them. Everybody's wives, girlfriends, or whatever, sitting down together, all laughing, having drinks, having a great time. You're not just sitting there. It looks like you're almost holding hands, sitting side by side, enjoying
Right.
a nice evening, or a nice evening, but a nice day over there by the pool. There's no friends around. I mean, come on, man.
It was the hug and the interlocking of fingers, dude, because friends don't
Yeah.
do that, dude. Friends don't do that. If you show that photo to your wife or your girlfriend and say, "Hey, you think these two are banging?" The answer is yes.
Chica
And
will chica
Levitard,
say. Absolutely.
the Levitard show, they were theorizing that this is only a situation because it is Diana Rossini, that made it the bigger story. Well, of course it is. She's a public figure. And they're saying, well, it doesn't happen the other way. Well, there aren't any female head coaches in the NFL. There aren't any female head coaches in the MLB or in the NBA either.
No.
So, like, to throw that as an argument, Dan Lebitard and Mike Ryan and all those guys over there were just tossing crap at the wall, hoping that it would stick. And of course, it's a story because it's Diana Rossini. Because Diana Rossini, guess what? She gets a lot of information about the Patriots, dude. Like a lot of people think that she's BSing when it comes to the Patriots. She gets stories months in advance on that team more than any other team, Patriots and Jets. And guess what? Vrabel's attached to the Patriots. Head coach. She knew a lot of what they were doing
Yeah.
months before everyone else reported. And even though they were denials and all that stuff, she knew it, man. And I'm afraid that her image is tarnished forever. Look how long it took for Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols was accusations that she was having an affair with, I think it was Jimmy Butler. And that I don't think had any legs on it. The crap involving Maria Taylor, I don't think has any legs on it either. But the whole thing involving Diana Rossini, considering the fact that she has been called out by the owner of what used to be the Washington Redskins back in the day, the wife of that owner is coming out and saying that she had an affair with their husband. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, where there's smoke, there's fire.
And with Rachel Nichols, she was kind of fired because of her comments that she had said, on that went viral, or they kind of caught it.
They did her dirty, dude.
And
I mean,
and
when
the
you
thing is that that was a violation, because basically she thought that she had already turned off her phone, but they could still hear her,
her
and
mic was hot.
her mic was hot, and they could have called her, right? Somebody from the truck or what have you could have said, "Hey, I'm calling you because your mic's still hot on your app. You need to kill the app," you know? And they didn't do that. And then they get this recording of her saying something, and then they go ahead and put it out there publicly, and it's done deliberately to tarnish somebody's image, So I mean, once that kind of information gets out, it paints you in a bad light, you know?
It does, man, and it's one of those things where is it a double standard? Well, maybe, but some double standards are earned,
Yeah.
and like I thought the whole thing with Rachel Nichols was wrong. Maria Taylor, I thought that was not Maria Taylor, Joy Taylor, I thought was wrong. Um, but like Rossini has found herself in this situation twice. Maybe I don't know. I'm not saying that she's guilty, but maybe she's made for the streets. I don't know. But it's a smoke where there's smoke, there's fire type of thing. Uh, we have comments coming in. Another Patriot scandal, says Will Von Beckham. Tony asking if I'm in Conroe or Corpus. I'm in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Corpito.
I used to be a news reporter over here in Corpus Christi at KIII TV back in the day, Channel 3, with Joe Gazin and Lee Sosley and Lily Flores Vela back in the day, man.
What's popping over there in Corpus when it comes to these news stories? Because everybody thinks that Corpus is such a small city, but the reality is, Mike, it's not as small as people think.
It's not. It's market 128, man. So San Antonio's market like 34, 35. So it's not a small market because there's the smallest market in TV. I think there's two of them. I think it's Helena, Montana, and it's Victoria, Texas, are the two smallest markets in
Yeah.
Texas, in the United States. And that's number 220 something, right? So
Jeez.
literally, Corpus is like a medium-sized city in the United States. Got about 250,000 people over here. I mean, there's a good chunk of people over here, and then you add the other areas, whether it be Gregory, Portland, Robstown, Refugio, Atlas, Kingsville. I mean, it's a pretty big area that flows into the Corpus Christi media area. They have a wonderful park over here, Whataburger Field, where the Hooks play. It's very nice, dude. It's very nice. Back when I was here, the early 2000s, late 90s, it was happening for young people, man. It really was. They had a nice little bar scene downtown, but all that got shut down. I don't know why, man. This is before COVID. COVID was the final nail in the coffin. But beforehand, there used to be Club Luna, Woolly Bullies. There used to be a lot of different areas over here. AB had a club over here, um, and it all went away. And now they're trying to build that youth movement over there on the island at A&MCC. It's the only university that has its own island. That's the claim to fame about it all. It's a nice place, man. It's a nice university. I actually attended a couple of classes over there back in the day, back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
But I have some love for Corpus, man. I like it here. I know where everything's at. It's a small town. There's only two freeways. It's easy to go in and out. Traffic doesn't suck too bad. And there's no really good shopping over here.
Yeah.
But you know, you have JP Levy Surf Park. You have the National Seashore, Mustang Island, Port A. Um, it's not bad, dude. I make fun of it. You know, we call it the caca water and all that.
It is
It's just
caca
because
water.
when you compare it to Barbados and Jamaica and Dominican Republic and all that, it is caca water. But for just getaway fun for the weekend, it's not bad as long as the prices are okay. Because the prices at like Port Royal and all those places are through the roof, man. It's like, dude, this is not a resort in the Caribbean. Don't price it
Why
as such.
why is it that Rockport's always notoriously more expensive than Corpus?
Because
And Rockport
that's the Alamo Heights of the region.
Rockport is nice. It's not bad, but it's a quiet little town. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right to visit for maybe a day or so, but then you're like, nah, man, this ain't it, dude. I'm done. There ain't
yeah.
much to do in there. After a day or so, if you're not on the water, it's boring, dude. You're like, I'm out. Corpus, the Corpus Christi area, Port Aransas area, there's things to do, because you can go to the beach, what have you, of course. But then you can do other things, right? You can go to the other side of Corpus and you can drive down the highway. It's like 35 minutes away from Port Aransas. You don't always have to take the ferry. People don't know you can just take the highway and boom, you're in Port Aransas, you
Now,
know?
way back when, there used to be a place called Texas Treasures, which was a casino boat that would take you to international waters. Man, this was in the early 2000s, and me and Gabby's mom would go out there every once in a while. And you'd go out there to play craps and roulette and blackjack and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour to go to international waters. They'd let you play for 3 hours, then you'd come on back. That was pretty interesting. Texas Latina is making me laugh over here because she's talking about tomfooleries. That was a bar back in the day over here. She also mentions that the Executive Surf Club is still there. Dude, if a nuclear bomb hit Corpus Christi, Executive Surf Club would still survive. It is the Joe's Volcano of, and it's a restaurant, but I know Volcano used to be a club. It still is a club, whatever new name it is. But the Executive Surf Club is forever around, man. Forever around.
Yeah.
I went to a concert over here, Joe, at a bar. Bar probably the size of like, I don't know, half the size of like, what's that one that we go to by on Petrenko, Joe? There's the
Oh,
hangar.
the Stout House, bro.
Well, not that small, but it's more like the hangar, right?
Okay.
And I saw the outfield open up. They sang
Remember that.
Your Love by the Outfield. Every woman loves the Outfield, but that song. It is a 100% accuracy that every woman loves the song Your Love by the Outfield. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. That song right there. And they opened up at a bar for Rick Springfield, who sang Jesse's Girl.
Jeez.
It was a hell of a night, Joe. It was a nostalgic night back then, and those bands are still performing. Rick
Yeah.
Springfield's still doing his thing.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, the money still needs to flow in, because they got taxes to pay, Mike.
Dude, there's a brewery over here. I don't know if it's still around, but last I was here, it was a really good little microbrewery called Rebel Toad. It's downtown, so if you go to the Executive Surf Club, you're about 2 blocks away from Rebel Toad.
Mario
It's very
Cavazos
nice.
has a serious question for you. He says, Mike, what is your favorite strip club there at Corpus?
Never been to one in Corpus.
Did he make you go
Easy
undercover?
answer.
Did he make you go undercover like
No,
they
K
did over
Triple
here?
I was. I wasn't 21 yet. No, I was. K Triple I did not make me go undercover. That K Triple I was after KSAT. Wow. So I
Wow,
went from
bro.
KSAT to Ken's behind the scenes to reporting in Corpus, and then I was a reporter and producer at KBB in San Antonio for 5 years.
Have you
And
ever
then,
told Gabby about that? That they put the mic and the camera and everything on you, gave you a
dude, I don't
stack
think
of
I don't
cash,
think I've ever told her that story, man.
and they're like, "This is what I had to do when I." You tell her, "This is what I had to do when I was a KSAT," and they still use that stupid grainy footage to this day, dude. That grainy ass footage that you took with the little hidden camera on the
The hidden
hat, the
camera,
no
the no
fear
no
hat.
fear hat,
Oh my god.
right there on the E, camera sticking out, man. I had a big
Oh,
old recorder on my back man. Like the idea that they did that for me. Can you imagine if I got my ass kicked or killed?
dude.
Dude, my family would have sued KSAT to death, man. I would have sued them off. for every penny that they had, man. But they're not owned by the same company anymore. I don't
Yeah.
know who owns them now, but Post Newsweek owned KSAT when I was there back
You
in the day.
should that's a good story that you should tell Gabby about.
That I would do investigative stories for KSAT.
Yeah, how
It
they
was more
sent
than
you
just
in there.
that, dude. It was more than
Yeah.
just that. They would send me out to do. They knew I was a minor. They sent me out one time during Fiesta to see if I can go get beer, or if I could go to any of the bars, if I could get alcohol, see if I could, so that TABC could go run in. I was the lure for that. So I would do more than just the no places.
No, no. Wild Mike, Wild Times. You've told Chica these stories, right or no?
She doesn't like my media stories, man, because she says that she never would have been with me if I was in the media.
Oh
Because
my
I
god.
tell Chica all the time, I wish I'd met her when I was younger. But she goes, we wouldn't have been together when we were younger because
No.
we were different types of people, and you are the buildup of all your past experiences, both good and bad. And she's like,
Yeah.
we met at the right time. We get along very,
Yeah.
very well. But
We
it's just
all
one of
love
those things
Chica.
where, what's that?
I said we all love Chica, dude, by the way.
Oh yeah, she's great, man. She's fun. She's fun, and she enjoys having conversations with people. Doesn't
Yeah.
shy away. I know that the other day when we were at that event over at Hard Rock Cafe, Tex-Mex Frank and others came up to her and had chatted her up, and she
Yeah.
had no problem with it. She enjoyed it. She was like, "Man, these are good people."
She's
We have
a
a really good
outgoing
listener
person.
base.
Yeah, yeah. No, she's a good outgoing person, and she's very like people friendly. She likes to talk to everybody's wives and girlfriends and everybody. So she's a good compliment to you because as we're working the room, she's doing her thing too.
You should see us work together when she's helping me get clients, dude. She
No,
does
I
a
bet.
fantastic job.
Hey, she was helping you when you did that home and garden thing. Remember you had that
Yeah,
whole setup there, and she was helping wrangle in the customers for you.
she did. She got me a couple of clients while we were out there, man. They signed on the spot, dude. So I was profitable before the event even closed. I didn't have to go and go, "Oh, I'll go get clients later on." No, I got clients then and there. And it's very cool, man. She's good, man. She's good to me. She is the best cook. My favorite restaurant in the world is whatever she's making, dude.
Yeah. I like it when you showed the food that she gave you the other day, and she's like, she texted me afterwards because we were calling it a Lunchable, and she's like, "This is the real lunch that I made Mike," and she sent me the plate that she had made you. I was like, "Yeah, that looks good," because you were showing us the snack that she had given you. That wasn't your real lunch. That was more like a snack. It was a
Snack.
Lunchable.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. She
Oh
goes, "I can make
god.
that at home. I can make that at home."
Yeah. I
But
bet.
no, man, it's all good, dude. All good. Spurs 17.5 point favorites tonight against the Mavericks. Cooper Flag coming into town. I saw Cooper Flag's first game of his career as a regular season when the Spurs opener
Yeah.
in Dallas when the Spurs beat the living crap out of Dallas. We should have known then that it was going to be a good year for the Spurs
Yeah.
because they opened out strong. Wemby had like I think 40 in the first game,
The Wemby. Yep.
and yeah, he had like a 40 and 15 game to start the season, and we should have known then that the Spurs were on to something. But Cooper Flag back then looked like a deer in headlights. He was legs
He did.
wobbling. He sounded like Eminem in that one song, Mom Spaghetti. He was trembling. He was
Scared.
afraid. The game was too fast for him, and now it's
Yeah.
not. Man, he's going to be a very good player. I like the way he handles himself. I like his moves, and I like the fact that the Mavericks have decided that obviously Luca wasn't part of their big plan. AD was not part of their big plan, and they're moving forward with Cooper. And maybe they get players back from injury over time. But there's a bright future for them, and they're going to have a good pick this year, man. They'll probably pick no worse than 9 this year. And this is a loaded draft. I mean, they could get Kingston Flemings from Brennan High School,
Yeah.
who's now with the Houston Cougars, who's probably going to declare for the draft.
Mike,
Um,
in hindsight, probably getting rid of Luca was probably the best thing that could have happened to him because if they would have stuck with Luca, they would have been a decent team. Don't get me wrong, but they don't think they would have. It would have been enough to ever get him to the finals, right?
well, I mean, there's certain players, Joe, that can lead you to a championship, and there's some players that are the number one option that never should be. I'll give you an example. The Spurs have one in De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox was the number one option with the Sacramento Kings for many, many years,
No,
and he's not a number one guy.
he
He's an
ain't.
all star, but he ain't a superstar. He's two-time All-Star.
He's not a mega star like Wemby.
Right, right. But he's a great piece. I saw this fan, I think I retweeted it the other day, a Portland Trailblazers fan, commenting on how the Spurs beat the Trailblazers the other day without Wemby, without Castle. And he said, think about it. And this is a great compliment to the Spurs. He goes, man, they're missing their two best players, but they still have an all-star. Like, you take out your two best players, and a current all-star is still on the team in De'Aaron Fox. And he goes, you add the fact that they have the number 2 pick in Dylan Harper. You add the fact that they had Carter Bryant going out for 5 3-pointers. You add the fact that Keldon Johnson's the 6th man of the year. You add the fact that they have Luke Cornett. He goes, this team is deep. He goes, and you look at their record, they're playing like a 650 level when they're missing both Castle and Wemby.
Yeah.
They play like 700 ball without Wemby this year. It used to be Wemby's out, automatic loss. And now not so much anymore, man. Now it's like, it's a lot different, man. Spurs are a deep team. And they might be, and Wemby just needs to get healthy, man. You're not needed for all 7 games. Or if the Spurs close out a team in a gentleman's sweep, Spurs in 5.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, they can get Wemby some more rest. Close up. Don't go to 7 in the first round. That's what I'm saying.
Look, they were saying Luka was in the finals year before the Luka trade. What you mean? But it wasn't with Luka.
No, Luka got them pretty far one time.
I think they went to the Western Conference Finals, but they weren't in the NBA Finals. And that's what I'm saying is like there's certain players that can take you, pretty far, but you're never gonna get to the promised land and win. Like
we could be wrong, man. I might have been in a haze in that 6-year period where the Spurs weren't in the playoffs, where I just didn't give a crap.
True that, but I'm just saying, man. In hindsight, I think for the Dallas Mavericks, even though it hurt to get rid of Luka, I think that was probably the better move for them.
Yeah,
because now you have Flag.
I remember Luka taking them to the finals, and then they got stomped. So that's the best of recollection that I have. And the Mavericks weren't even a top seed, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were like
he says they were in the finals. Well, I don't remember. See, that's how forgettable it was to me.
Yeah, they were a 4 or 5 seed, if I'm not mistaken, and they made their way through. But
yeah,
when the Spurs season ended, I just didn't give a crap anymore, man. It just is what it is. But again, 17.5-point favorites tonight. Joe, I have to let everybody go. I gotta go make more money, yo. Make more money for my clients and make money for me. It's an interesting thing, Joe. The more money my clients make, the more I make.
Yeah.
So we're on the same side of the table, man.
But we're going to be heading out for the weekend. You all have a great day. I'm going to get some much needed rest, hang out, and do absolutely nothing, dude. That's what I need.
Spurs season will be over when we come back on Monday. Regular season will be over.
No.
And we still won't know who they play in the playoffs because the play-in tournament will be starting. But we'll know whether or not Wemby gets that 65th game play to get Defensive Player of the Year and first team All NBA. He is listed as questionable for tonight, considered a game time decision, but chances are he's going to play because I would want him to play this game, not the Denver game, because you want to add more days of rest. You don't want to have him play in the Sunday game and only have, 5 days of rest before the playoffs. Give him a full week off by playing him tonight. Get that game 65.
I was going to say, Mike, that all the games now for the play-in are going to be televised on the Amazon Prime. So if you don't have Prime, you're going to need it to go ahead and watch the play-in tourney. And
wow.
Be for the pose, not for the pose, not no more. So it's like, you're going to be over here again. Here we go with social media. Send me the link. What channel is the game on? Complaining. I'm like, it's not even expensive, man. Come on. What are we doing?
Hey, and when we come back on Monday, we will be talking about the Masters. No, we're not. No, we're not.
No one cares.
Racist ass tournament. Anyway, now that's racist right there. That whole Augusta National. F them, dude. No, man.
What's the link, good. Joe? I need the link. No, mom, it's going to
I'm good. I'm good. But, Joe, it's been fun. Wish me luck. We'll be back Monday. Go Spurs, go. And Joe, have a fantastic weekend. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Yeah. If it's going to rain a lot, stay indoors.
Yeah, we'll see you boys on Monday. Have a good one. Be safe.
Yeah.